Hi, I'm Chris. After the COVID-19 pandemic of 2020, which stretched into 2021, I decided I needed an adventure. This is that adventure. About 10 kilometers into Just Go 2021, and we've got our first mechanical failure. So we'll try that on for size, see if I have some of my climbing gears, and move on with the trip. So we've made it to the first planned stop of the trip, Island Lake in Orangeville. I did stop just prior to this and grabbed an A&W for lunch. So I'm fueled, I'm watered, I'm ready to go again. End of day one. It's around 8 p.m. and I'm tired. Did 103 kilometers today at a fairly slow pace, around 17 kilometers per hour. That was helped by a headwind for the last 60 kilometers, fighting wind. I didn't feel one downhill. For every downhill I had, there was a wind pushing back. I had to pedal through all of it. So that was tough. The uphills were worse, but I got myself a nice secluded spot in the woods. Day 2, 7 a.m. Let's make a coffee. So I've got my coffee. I've got a Cliff Bar, breakfast of champions. I got camp, mostly packed up. Gotta get all this stuff back on the bike. End of day 2, another 108, 110 kilometers done today. I made it to Lion's Head Harbor, which is just beautiful actually. Water is crystal clear, ice cold. Ask me how I figured that out. Good morning. Day 3, around 7 o'clock. I'm glad I got a lot of miles done yesterday because this rain has been going non-stop since about 5 o'clock this morning. I'm going to try and wait it out for a little bit longer. Regardless whether or not it stops raining, today's ride is going to be a little bit more difficult. And that's just because I'm going to have to pack up a whole bunch of wet gear. The wet gear is heavier. So we're getting to the end of day 3. Another 50 or so kilometers to get to my campground today. And I did an extra 10 or 15 just exploring because I had the time to do that today with only 50 kilometers till my stop. Chichimon ferry from Tobermory to Manitoulin Island, and it'll be 2 hard days, long days with no bed down plans quite yet, but we'll figure that part out when we get there. Tonight, I have a lovely spot in a campground, significantly drier than last night. Good morning. Day 4. Well rested today after an easy ride yesterday. I've got just under 2 hours to pack my stuff up and ride down to the ferry and get registered there for my trip. So let's see how quickly I can pack this up, and maybe I can have a coffee in the meantime. Nice thing about riding a bike and boarding the ferry like that is you move right to the front of the line. So, you even have time to have a coffee. Tiny little sign, High Falls Rest Area. Alright, I could use a rest. From the road, all you can see is a gravel parking lot. There's porta potties back there. But what you can hear is actually a pretty cool waterfall. Alright, so I have arrived at the last campground of my trip. I got my tent lying upside down with my sleeping bag inside out and my air mattress in the little bit of sun that I got left to try and dry them out for a comfortable night's sleep tonight. Tomorrow's... Good morning. Day 5. Rained all night. It was cold. I didn't really sleep well for many reasons. Some of which are my own fault. One of my tent pegs popped loose and dropped my fly onto my shoes, and all of the moisture and humidity that collected in my tent and stuff soaked my shoes. Among other things. But the rest of my kit is fairly dry so far. It's supposed to rain all day, so my shoes are going to get wet anyway. I'm going to make a coffee, pack up as much as I can inside of my tent to keep it dry, and then pack up what's wet and what's left and get on the road. And I've got a break in the weather. It's supposed to be thunderstorms all day. I wasn't supposed to see clear skies until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I had already planned on getting wet on today's ride. So it's just kind of a bonus that I got a little break in the morning to pack up in the dry, cover everything with rain gear, and limit how much water and how waterlogged I can get. It may be against my better judgment to take a break while the weather is so nice, knowing what kind of rain is coming today, but it is absolutely awesome just to stop at the swing bridge in Little Current. I was kind of hoping I'd catch it opening, and then I realized if I catch it opening, I'm going to have to wait for it to close, and I'll be stuck here for a while. Anyway, I'll get some pictures. place, unlike a lot of the other stops on my route, that I thought I was pretty familiar with. But I haven't been here in about 3 years, especially with COVID kind of taking the last 2 summers. Man, things have changed. As you can see, I'm wearing sunglasses because for the first time in my favor, the weatherman was wrong. And so I made it to my destination and I managed to beat the rain. It's raining now, but I stayed dry most of the way here. My accommodation for the final night of my trip was this beautiful trailer up at Black Bear Camp in Webwood, Ontario. So I got a good night's sleep. I'm still very tired, still very sore. The trip is over. With no internet access, apparently none of my GPS devices know how to talk to each other. So I'm going to wait until I'm home, or at least in an area where I get some signal. And we'll put together all the kilometers that I did. We'll figure out exactly how far I rode. All right, so I'm home. That trip consisted of 412 kilometers pedaled, 44 kilometers on the ferry, 12,780 calories burned on the road. Thanks for joining me on my trip. I hope you've enjoyed all the parts that I remembered to videotape and record. If you've got an adventure that you've been trying to plan, I hope this motivates you to just go.